Hi guys, Hellville here. Um, okay, so today I am wearing the drama does not exist tank top that I got. I love it. It's so comfy and it comes in several colors and I like the way the pink pops off the navy here. Um, I've got a handful of legal advice Reddit stories coming your way. Um, so I'll get started in a couple of minutes, but first, hey Bruce, ahoy, how are you? I hope you are yar. I don't know how to use that correctly, to be fair. I need to look that up at some point because I keep using that one. um, okay, so before I get into that, I do have to share that tragically last night when I was showering, my cartilage earring popped out. So that's pretty terrible. Very frustrating. That one seems to pop out a lot. I don't know if it's like that exact earring that's the issue. It might be. But anyway. Yes, and tonight I am drinking the leftover Sauvignon Blanc from my pool party on Saturday. So got to finish out the wine before I go to Europe, you know? Everyone hydrate. Okay. I am going to add. Okay, so this is Winston. So adorable. I think it's like a min pin. Anyway, his name is Winston, and he's so very cute. And he's missing in Caldwell, Idaho, which I believe is near Boise, because that's what I put in for the location finder. So next time I'll do some Ohio locations, because I know there's at least a couple of my audience in Ohio. But last seen a couple of days ago, nearby the Marble Front / Aviation. I don't know what that means, but that is the approximate location that he went missing. He's a dox. He's a doxy. He's a dachshund, if you will. He may or may not come to his name. If he's spotted, he will probably be very skittish. Oh, so he's like a cat dog. Please do not pursue him. Call me immediately and let me know what time and where he was spotted. Okay, well, I hope that he has been spotted. And I hope that this lovely lady has been told that he's been spotted. And if you spot him, call her, please. Okay. So I have pulled up. Oh, I don't know why it got wider. That's so weird. I've pulled up a nice little handful of Reddit stories from the legal advice subreddit for tonight. I really like the legal advice subreddit because it's like a decent variety of stories. Anyways, this one is, well, it was posted 4 years ago into Best of Redditor updates, so I'm not sure exactly how old it is. And this poster, quality proof, doesn't put the date. I really like, is it Caterpillar or something? Caterpillar something puts the date. Anyway, I have been repeatedly assaulted at my school and finally got fed up today and called the police. The administration sent me to the nurse's office and then refused to let me speak to the officer or call my mom. Okay, first I actually thought that it was maybe like a teacher or something, but no, it's a kid. Throwaway since my parents know I read it. I snuck to the bathroom on my phone to post this. I'm 16-year-old female student who attends a private Catholic school in the Northwest Florida region. Right after Thanksgiving, my school accepted a new transfer student and put him in a few of my classes. Ever since then, he hasn't left me alone and has escalated to the point where he held me down and tried to kiss me during gym class last week. I reported this to my teacher, but was basically told that I should be nice to the new student and let it go. No, 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 no. I'm already going to call it. You did the right thing. You are very mature for your age. You knew that the school wasn't going to help you. You went to the police. They didn't let you talk to the police. Call in a wellness check on yourself. Today during homeroom, I was walking to my desk and he cut my uniform skirt with a pair of scissors as I walked past him. I freaked out and started crying and ran to the bathroom because you could see my panties through the hole in my skirt and I didn't have another change of clothes except my gym uniform. One of the administrators found me crying in the bathroom and called me into her office to discuss what happened. I thought that I was safe, but he was sitting in a chair waiting for us. What? I refused to go into the room and demanded that my mom be called, and eventually the secretary took me to the nurse's office. I kept demanding my mom be called, but they were just trying to calm me down and trying their best not to call my mom. I wonder if this new kid's parents are like really rich and have been giving money to the school. Because what other reason could you possibly have to continue allowing this child to terrorize another child? Because that's what he's doing. He's terrorizing her. I kept demanding that my mom be called, but they were just trying to calm me down and trying their best not to call my mom. I got fed up with them and I decided to just dial 911 from my iPhone. Good for you. I don't think the police should have left though without talking to you personally. 30 minutes go by and I realized that no one was coming in to get me to speak to the officer. One of the admins came back and told me that my little stunt wasn't going to work and that I was going to get detention. Why are you getting punished for being harassed and assaulted? I don't understand this school. Obviously, it's very male-centric, but like that is disgusting. Disgusting. Ugh, it's not very Christian of them, really, when it comes down to it. Not to like bring religion into it, but kind of the whole point of Christianity is to lead a good moral life and like, you know, try to be good to others. So this doesn't fall into that category in any way, shape, or form. And you're teaching this boy that it's okay to act this way. And the girl's going to get in trouble when you act this way. Like, make it make sense. Yeah, it's really gross. I then dialed my mom on my phone right in front of the admin and told her what happened. She freaked out and is on her way to come get me. She works about 45 minutes away. About 30 minutes after I called my mom, I was sent back to class. What? I snuck out to the bathroom to post this, but I wanted to verify that what the school did was illegal. As far as I know, the other student is in his math class right now. Texted a friend who confirmed it, and I'm still sitting in a ripped skirt with my panties visible. I was never even taken to my gym clothes. I was never even taken to get my gym clothes. And I was just sent back to class dressed like this. I can't imagine why the school would do this. Like, is she a troublemaker or something in the school? Either way, it's inappropriate, probably, yes, illegal, depending on the location, I guess. What they did was illegal, right? They can't blame me for being attacked, can they? Please help because I am freaking out. You should be removed from the school, to be honest. They don't deserve your money. They don't deserve your tuition. Relevant comments. It's a uniform skirt and he cut about a 7-inch slit up from the bottom of the hem and it ripped even further. I thought that it was at least assault. I don't know if it qualifies as assault, but it depends on the other things he's been doing to you, because those things might be classified as assault. Is it assault? Could be destruction of property. I don't know about assault. I don't know. It's just the type of thing where we aren't allowed to have our skirts higher than 2 inches above the knee without getting in trouble for indecency. But then they send me to class with my undies and butt hanging out. If I took a photo of myself as I'm dressed, I wouldn't legally be able to send it because I'm underage. Yeah. CP. But they can send me to class like this. It seems very inconsistent, but the fuck do I know about law? I was wearing a thong, so it's not really the same as just seeing my panties if I was wearing boy shorts. Either way, your panties shouldn't be visible. You're underage. And even if you weren't underage, this is ridiculous behavior. Update. People are asking, so here's a quick update. My mom came to the school and was super, super pissed off. They didn't know which bathroom I was in, so my mom had to text me to find out, which made her more angry at the school for not even knowing where I was. When she saw my skirt, she got really quiet and called my aunt to come take me home, and she's still at the school dealing with it. Aunt and I just got back from getting some food. I'll let you all know how it pans out. Update. First of all, I would like to apologize because I was severely overreacting when I made my post and I wasn't acting in a mature or calm manner. I think you were fine. Who is saying that? At the time, I was desperate for help and freaking out, and I didn't have all the facts about the situation. Second of all, I'd like to say that I'm not a troll. I got a few angry messages from people about my post, and it took a lot of effort to ignore them. I overreacted, but that doesn't make me a bad person. Thanks to everyone who took their time to even talk to me, because replying to your messages helped calm me down. Now on to the actual update, and hopefully this will clear some things up. I made my first post because my skirt had been cut into ribbons and I was being forced to go back to class instead of being allowed to stay in the nurse's office until my mom came to get me. I didn't know this at the time, but okay, Bruce, drop in some info, says cutting someone's clothes while they're wearing them is assault. Okay. So it was illegal and it is assault, well, depending on her location. But it's even more egregious because she's underage. Assault of a minor, dude. Like, assault of a minor. And the school could probably be sued for neglect of a minor. I mean, at this point, because he's been repeatedly picking on her and harassing her and bullying her. So the school is not taking that seriously. And if she were to like end her life, for example, I'm sure that the mom would like sue the school so hard that it wouldn't exist anymore. So what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Okay. I didn't know this at the time, but only my dad is listed as my emergency contact, and the nurse was trying to contact him on the phone. We don't know why my mom's contact form was missing from the file, and that was a big issue with my parents because my mom should have been number 1 on the contacts list. My dad's office doesn't have a good reception, so the call's going straight to voicemail. The administrator never told me that they were trying to contact my dad, so I kept panicking and freaking out that they weren't doing anything to help. So what? They should have asked you. If they kept trying and not getting anywhere, why didn't they ask you, your dad is on the contact list, do you have a number for your mom? You know, like, also, she should have been allowed to talk to the police. You're assisting this boy in assaulting her. You're covering for him. You're encouraging it even by not punishing him and by threatening to punish her. What did she do wrong? She did nothing. At least that's what she says. We don't know his side of the story, but there's no reason to cut someone's skirt. There's no valid reason for that. Okay. My attacker was suspended for 3 days for cutting my skirt and was back in class the next week. I was suspended for a week for making the call to the police officer. We aren't allowed to use phones in school, and that is the justification the school used for suspending me. It doesn't really matter because my parents have decided to let me finish up high school online, but I'm upset that I received a longer suspension than my attacker. Yeah, as you should be. And your parents should be disgusted. And I hope that the online classes that you're going to be finishing up school with are not through this school. They shouldn't be receiving a single more dime from you. My parents and I went down to the police station and I filed a report against my attacker for assaulting me. Since we are both juveniles, I don't think it will go anywhere, but the report has been for the record. The school never made a formal announcement, but the male admin who sent me back to class with the ripped skirt has been missing from the hallways since Monday following the incident, and no one has seen him since. Rumor mill is that he was fired. Good. But no one can confirm or deny for sure. Photos of me did end up on Snapchat thanks to a few asshole classmates. Not sure what I can do about that, so I'm trying to ignore it and move on. 2 of my classmates are also leaving the school because my attacker tried to pull a similar stunt with them. So apparently it's still an issue with the school, but I've washed my hands of the situation because nothing I've done has seemed to have an effect. The school only less than the school of only less than 200 students K through 12. So I'm not sure why they would rather lose 3 students than one jackass who keeps causing problems, but I don't really care anymore. I would want to sue the school into oblivion. Hey, Lana, how you doing? How you doing, my love? I saw your comment like right as I had clicked end stream yesterday. So, you know, I hope you're feeling better today than you were yesterday. I hope your treatments are going, as well as they possibly can be, my love. Yeah, you can have dinner and watch. I just shoved some pretzel nibs into my mouth so that I can have my wine and not feel too bad about it. So you get radiation on Wednesdays. Well, hopefully I can help entertain you. So if you only just joined, this poor girl is in a Catholic school, private Catholic school, and you have radiation every day. Okay. I don't know how it works. But it sounds horrible. And you're strong. You will beat this. You'll beat that bitch. So this girl had her skirt cut by a class bully, and he had already been causing problems for her. And the way he cut her skirt was showing her underpants, and she was only wearing a thong. And the school administration was basically siding with him. Ultimately, they ended up giving her she tried to call the cops because they were trying to make her go back to class with her ass out, basically. And yeah, she tried to call the cops, but apparently it's against school policy to use your phone in school. And they wouldn't let her talk to the cops. That's disgusting. She was assaulted. Bruce looked it up, and he has confirmed that cutting someone's clothes while they're wearing them is assault. So anyway, they did end up going to the police station and making a report against this kid. I do hope that he sees some punishment. Maybe less than Laura Owens, but not that much less. I mean, at least she didn't physically assault anyone that we know of. Yeah. Absolutely disgusting that this school behaved this way. And honestly, if I were her parents, I would sue the shit out of that school, and I would basically force it to shut down. They have to pay so much. Yes, this poor girl. Exactly. Okay. So that one received 17,000 upvotes. So that is a very popular story on Reddit. And I haven't actually seen anyone else read this story. So I think there might be a landmine in the r/legal advice situation. So as far as untouched land, The next story, pregnant OP was tricked into breaking kosher by a coworker. She is shocked when r/legal advice tells her the anti-Semitic coworker posted about her a week earlier. Okay. Anti-Semitism has become rampant, by the way, ever since 10/7/2023. It's actually really upsetting to see, but we shall continue. This is in Alabama. I didn't even know that there were Jews in Alabama, to be honest. I'm really, really upset over all of this. Yeah. So I'm sorry if it doesn't make any sense. This happened last week, and it was only brought to my attention today what exactly I ate, and I'm a mess. My coworkers all cook a lot and bring in food for everyone. They all know that I have food restrictions because I usually don't partake, which pisses off most of them because it's rude. One girl brought in a pie and was very proud of herself, saying I could eat it. So I did because I am a trusting idiot. My stomach was a wreck that night and the next day, but I'm pregnant and have a weird stomach anyways, so I didn't connect the dots. There's been some other shit since, and I'm on an even stricter rules right now. One of my coworkers was commenting on it all day after seeing me eat my sad work dinner and said outright that it isn't the end of the world if I ate the stuff. I'm not supposed to because a lightning bolt won't come from heaven and kill you. So as far as I know about kosher, I believe it has to be your intent to break. Like if someone essentially poisons you with unkosher food, it's not your fault and you're not going to be smited for it. And you're not going to be smited anyway. The whole point is more so for like health because certain animals were deemed like less clean than others back in, you know, the day before refrigerators existed and shit. So that's my understanding, is that it has to like come from you. If you're poisoned with it, it's not your fault. So anyway, also, why does she not have paragraphs? It's just a wall of text. Lana said back in the days of Leviticus. Yeah. back when dinosaurs roamed the earth. Or at least Moses. Smited. Yes. I never am sure if it's smited, smote, or whatever. Anyway. I don't know like exactly what the participles are, I guess. Okay. I genuinely don't know what to do or say. I sort of gave her a look and she laughed and said it didn't when I ate the pie and told me what was in it. I'm so upset right now. I genuinely don't know what to do or say. They've ignored my wishes and been outright hostile before, but never like this. I went home crying last week over something else and filed with HR over it, but they didn't take it seriously. And this is just my breaking point. Girl, file with the EEOC right now. Right fucking now. Sue the shit out of this company because the HR isn't taking it seriously. What? Ay, ay, ay. Lana says this reminds me of the scene from The Help in a way. Yeah, because it's pie. Very possibly because it's pie. But and poison pie, no less, of course. Messing with someone's food is assault, actually. And while they might not have messed with the food, they led her to believe that it had different stuff in it than what they actually had in it. So, you know. Hey, Say Cheese, how you doing? This is the perfect stream for you, lawyer. This is the legal advice stream. So tuck in. This woman who is kosher was essentially poisoned with non-kosher food at work, and the HR department did not take it seriously at all. So I said, file with the EEOC. I mean, I don't know where it's in Alabama. Yeah, file with the EEOC, right? That's the recourse. I actually sued a past employer. So I know a little bit about that. But you could probably take them to the cleaner for that. You were poisoned in their workplace and they gave zero fucks and did not punish those who poisoned you. That's not okay. Anyway, she's freaking out about it. Morally, she's freaking out about it. Overall, like it's not great. Poor girl. And she's super duper pregnant too. So that's no good either. Stress can lead to pregnancy complications. Okay. I'm not coming back. Yeah. I'm not coming back after I have this baby, but is there something I can do legally? TLDR, coworkers put something I don't eat into food and lied about it to me, saying that they specifically made it safe for me. I actually think that you might be able to file a police report because doing something to someone's food is assault. Or lying about ingredients used is assault. While she might not have an allergy, her soul does. So this is fucked. You're assuming it was lard in the crust? Maybe. Yeah, could be. I would have hoped that it's just that she like ate meat for lunch and it had dairy in it or something. And they said it was like parv. I don't know. Bruce said, don't stress out or one of the twins' noses will fall off. Oh no, not the nose. Oh, what a birth defect situation going on there. What an ugly, ugly sonogram that was. She's so gross. I hate her. Sonograms, dude, they're not done cooking. Of course they look funny. Anyway, I think even after they come out, they look funny for a little while. Okay. Coworkers put something I don't eat into food and lied about it to me, saying they specifically made it safe for me. Now they told me they did it to prove a point. Do I have legal recourse? I believe you have legal recourse. Personally, I believe it is a crime. I also believe it is, you know. Anyway, commenter then points out that OOP's hater posted a week ago, which causes her to freak out. Oh, good. Showing the intent to poison her. Just what the police need to see. This is good for OP, really, when it comes down to it. She could probably sue this person personally and also sue the company and also like file charges for assault. I'm assuming. I might be overinflating what she can do legally, but Bruce said, pro tip, if somebody shows you a photo of their newborn, don't talk about how weird it looks. Yeah. Oh, a very pink alien. Wow, how nice is that? You know I like fur babies. Why are you showing me this if you wanted a different answer? That's usually my response, but anyway. Seichi says, I'm not sure if it's a crime, but I think it is harassment in the workplace. Well, isn't it assault if you like put Visine drops in someone's food and make them like diarrhea for the rest of their life, essentially? It is poisoning their food, right? So wouldn't the same thing apply? It's food she cannot have. It's something she cannot have. I don't know. I would think that it would apply, but I don't know how good the cops are with kosher down there. Lana says, what is in her employee handbook? Most of them have clauses that protect religious freedom in the workplace. Yeah, but if HR isn't going to enforce it, what use is the employee handbook? But yes, I agree with you. Non-discrimination policies. Yeah, usually there are those. I actually do read through a fair few of those for my job. And yeah, most employee handbooks do have information regarding discrimination in the workplace. So, Seichi said, yeah, but it isn't poison. This isn't poison and she isn't allergic to it. Her soul is, though. You know, I don't know. I think if someone has a religious reason to avoid certain food, you might as well just consider it an actual allergy. Personally, I think, like, why do we have to fuck with people's religious beliefs? Can't everyone just believe what they want to believe and like everyone else just mind their fucking business? That's my opinion on religion. Feel free to clip that. But anyway, Lana said, you can sue them for not following their policies. Maybe it's a small company. I mean, it could be a small company, but that doesn't mean that they're less responsible for protecting their employees' safety. And she obviously feels unsafe there now. Bruce said she can probably file a claim once she's been smited. Yeah. that would definitely be assault, you know. I got struck by lightning because of you assholes. Oh my goodness gracious. Okay. Work weirdness is the anti-Semitic coworker. Through an employee, a baby shower, now being threatened with hostile work environment. What do I do? Alabama. So I'm in Alabama. I'm an assistant manager. As an assistant manager, should know better. Oh my God. I'm an assistant manager for a call center floor. One of my associates is generally standoffish and isn't super social, but I figured this is just because she's from a different background than the rest of us. That's already discriminatory, just saying that right there. Maybe she's just a fucking introvert. Did you think of that? Ay, ay, ay. She's currently pregnant. She got even more cagey as it became obvious and outright rude when people would ask her about it. Maybe she just doesn't want to talk about her pregnancy. Maybe she had trouble with pregnancy in the past or something and she just doesn't want to talk about it. She doesn't have to talk about her pregnancy to anyone if she doesn't want to. So you're also discriminating against her as a pregnant woman. And you're in a managerial position. So you are literally causing the, like, you're leading the discrimination. You are representing your company. Like, other employees don't represent the company the same way as a manager or assistant manager. Oh my goodness gracious. We've thrown work baby showers for all the other girls, so we threw one for her. She was furious. She's now threatening to go after us for a hostile work environment, claiming we acted in a way that was harassing because her religion, culture doesn't do baby showers and they're bad luck. Okay, so then why can't you just respect her religion? Why can't you just respect her beliefs? Does she even have a leg to stand on, or is she bluffing? Well, now that you also poisoned her, I don't know. Update. I keep getting messages asking for an update. I can't say much, but I have gotten a lawyer through a friend of the family. He has contacted corporate HR. There will be a settlement out of court as they want it resolved quickly with no publicity. I cannot express how grateful I am for all of your quick thinking and ability to connect the dots. I don't know if I would have had the guts to get a lawyer if you hadn't said anything. Thank you. I'm so glad that there's a resolution for her here. Obviously, this was posted like 4 years ago. So it's been a while, and hopefully it did settle, and I hope she got a buttload of money from them. Bruce said, I think during Vlad, we concluded that the primary problem with these people is that they're posting their problems on Reddit. What? No. One of my taglines is remember to always journal on Reddit. That way we have things to talk about. No, I mean, I think it helped her. Wait, do you mean the anti-Semitic person? Because yeah, that makes sense. They shouldn't be putting that on Reddit. Oh, what a piece of shit. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure that people on legal advice would have remembered that someone posted an like maybe they wouldn't have thought it was anti-Semitic by just reading the post, but then after reading that post, like connected the dots, because how many people in Alabama are posting in r/legal advice regarding workplace religious discrimination. So anyways, Lana says, new shirt. I read your Reddit journal. Ooh, I like that. Maybe I'll make Reddit my font. And speaking of shirts, by the way, I know I said right at the beginning of the stream, but this is the drama does not exist tank top. So available at my online shop, hellvillehere.myspreadshop.com. I think there is still a promotion going on, so get you 20% off now. But yeah, so I'm really happy that things resolved in her favor that we, know of. And I'm also like, I really hope that she's not like sitting around kicking herself for years to come for eating one thing that was not necessarily in her control. Like, it was in her control to put the fork in her mouth, obviously, but it was not in her control knowing what was in it. So she wouldn't have made the choice to put it in her mouth if she knew what was in it. So anyway, next story. These are way less long than I thought that they would be. I might need to search for another one while I'm on this live or something. Legal advice. OP's neighbor tried to lawn mow them off the land. What does that mean? I don't even know what that means. That's wild. There are no trigger warnings. I like how they specified that there are no trigger warnings. And this is from June 2020. I spent most of my June 2020 in Central Park with my sister and her friends. And they had circles drawn on the lawn. And sorry, guys, I'm slightly under the weather. So if I get nasal, I'm sorry about that. But yeah, I was still recovering from long COVID in June 2020. And because it almost killed me. I don't know if everyone here was there when I kind of have said that or alluded to it. I'm not sure if I actually touched on the COVID part of things in my medical video that I did, but yeah, it almost killed me. I was hospitalized. And anyway, so I was recovering. It took me a really, really long time to recover. And I still have anosmia, parosmia. So like anosmia is when you can't smell anything. parosmia is when like the scent is incorrect. Your brain rewired itself incorrectly and you're associating the wrong smell. Like your brain is just getting crossed. So anyways, yeah. So I spent most of June in Central Park trying to get my smell back. And also crossing the Midtown Bridge into Long Island City, where I had a friend who she lived in Long Island City at the time. And it was a very long walk. Crossing bridges is not a short walk. Like it looks like it's not that long. It's pretty long. Anyways, hey Adam, how you doing? I hope you're well. I don't know if I have a green thumb. I feel like I have a in-betweeny thumb. It's not a black thumb, certainly, but a green thumb I do not know. Based on the whole like it took the entire summer to just get 3 peppers and also the whole broccoli situation. To be fair, their initial decapitation wasn't my fault, but still. Anyway. Okay. I guess the original title is Neighbor is trying to acquire a strip of my property through adverse possession in Tennessee in June 2020. So I purchased a house in Tennessee last June 2019. One of the main things I planned on doing was installing a privacy fence since I am next to a busy street and there's a lot of foot traffic on the sidewalk. I got a fence contractor out in September to measure the corners of the lot. When I showed them where the plat on the official government records were, my neighbor came out and tried to tell me that it was their portion of the lawn. Though I disagreed, I decided to wait for the fence and get a survey done. Good, that's what you have to do. It took a lot longer to get a property surveyor than I originally expected. Well, it's also COVID, so makes sense. Everything took longer then. And finally got it finished in May. The survey showed that I was correct. After trying to disprove the survey and failing, my neighbor is suing for a 12 by 50 foot strip of land using adverse possession. Their thought is that since they have been caring for the land for 20 years, that it is now theirs. They have not paid tax on the strip of land and have no structures on it. No, it's not their land. It's like, period. They don't have any recourse. Put up your fucking fence. Make sure to put a lock on it. Lana said, does this involve farm equipment? I hope so. No, apparently it does not. Other than the mower, which I don't think can be classified as farm equipment. Okay. Update. 2 years and a few months later. Thank you to everyone that originally replied. We followed the original advice to get our title company to help with the case, but they ended up not helping. Shocker. We had to hire a lawyer and the whole process took over 2 years due to COVID delays. Yep. I was actually suing my old company that I mentioned earlier in 2020. Well, I started in 2019, but it had to go through a waiting period through the EEOC for them to decide they weren't going to pursue it before I could proceed with things civilly. So by the time that happened, then it was COVID and everything was taking a million years. So I ended up finishing the lawsuit in like November 2021. So everything was taking long. Can confirm. Adam said, new love trap tomorrow. I'm so psyched. Yes, me too. I might set an alarm to wake up and not to wake up, to specifically go on to Spotify and not forget. I get lost in some of my content creator videos that I love to watch. So get lost in some like Cam Kirkham videos and forget all about Love Trapped until the next day. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm behind. So that's usually what happens. Yes, I'm very excited about Love Trapped. Okay. So, several of the cited cases were used in our case. Over 2 years ago, my household was served with an adverse possession claim by my neighbor. The dispute began 3 months after we purchased our home. We had to go to court, which ended up being 2+ years after being served. The judge ruled in our favor. Duh. Some details about the case. The neighbor was able to prove that they had mowed that piece of property for 20 years, which we did not and could not dispute. They had landscapers to testify of the constant boundaries maintained in their contracts. Our verbal dispute over the property line occurred 19 years and 363 days after our neighbor moved into their property. Oh, okay, 20. Meaning the 20-year adverse possession window would not work. Oh, you're so lucky. Oh my God, you're so lucky. If they waited a few more days, holy shit. The piece of property was considered relatively small because it is part of a residential property. This proved to be the strongest element to win us the case. In Tennessee, there is a precedent that when the property is relatively small, the property cannot be claimed via adverse possession. Even if structures are on the property. Lastly, while proving that they had mowed the lawn, they could not prove that they had exclusive use over the land. This is one of the strict bright line tests of Tennessee adverse possession that the neighbor could not prove. Okay. Huh. Okay. Well, that was interesting. Maybe I should have doubled the amount of stories today. Okay, next up, everyone hydrate. Share this tab instead. Okay. OP is fired over false accusations of SA. Company says he can't sue. Yes, he can. Well, he might have to do it via arbitration, but he can sue either way. Cheers. Cheers, Lana. To your health. Okay. Oh my goodness. Should have brought my Zycam down here. That stuff is magic. Okay, so I held a management position at a company. I asked a non-management employee of the opposite sex to step into another room to discuss her performance away from the other employees. She was going through a divorce and had made a few mistakes, and while I didn't want to embarrass her, I did want to make sure the mistakes were addressed. She acknowledged it and thanked me. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to address someone making mistakes in front of other people. It's really unprofessional to do that. And now is she going to claim because you were in a room with her alone that you did something? I mean, an hour later, I was escorted from my office by security, and I was informed by my boss that a sexual harassment complaint had been made and proper protocol was to suspend me. I asked what it was, and was told, we need to investigate. I can't disclose that. I mean, yeah, they probably shouldn't disclose that. However, that is wild. He assured me that it shouldn't take long, and if I wasn't guilty of anything, I'd be paid for the time out. I again asked what the accusation was and was told that there was an ongoing investigation and I was not permitted to know, but if they had any questions, I would be contacted. I wasn't happy, but knowing that I didn't do anything wrong, I left the building. Later that night, I received a notification on my phone that my email password was incorrect. After 2 days, I called my boss asking for an update and was told that he was not available, but I would hear something soon. Yes. Yes, Lana, lawyer up. And yes, Adam, cheers. Yeah, get you a lawyer, boy. Get you a lawyer. This is all sorts of wrong. I began calling daily and receiving the same response. Finally, I received a letter in the mail informing me that I was terminated for exposing myself and requesting sexual favors from an employee. Just for telling her she made some errors? Jesus. What is her is she know Laura Owens? They might be friends. She doesn't have any friends, but they could be friends. Possibly. Oh my God. The employee listed was the young lady that I had pulled into the side room. I immediately called up my boss and was told he is unavailable. And said to say that the matter is closed. That's really shitty for the boss not to even talk to you. That's not okay. The whole thing is not okay. They didn't even get your side. A proper investigation actually includes both sides. So what do you mean that you did an investigation and are terminating him? You didn't do this was a very biased investigation. What the hell? Say cheese, if you're still here, what do you think about this? I think this is wild. I mean, Lana and evidence, sure, but at the same time, like a lot of these types of sexual harassment, sexual assault cases don't have evidence. And that's okay, but usually both sides are interviewed at least, so you get both sides of things. It's not an investigation. That's ridiculous. The whole thing. Very biased right from the off. Okay. And that the boss wouldn't even talk to him. That's so shitty. And what a coward. What a coward. My buddy, the IT guy, messaged me on Facebook asking what happened as he'd been told to deactivate my accounts. When I told him the whole story, he replied, "You took her into the X room? Dude, there's a security camera in there. We keep Y in there, so we always have the camera on." Sure enough, he pulls up the footage, and there I am holding a pile of papers, pointing to them, and keeping my pants on the whole time. Yes. Thank God for this IT guy. I tell ya, he does more than turn it off and on again. Say Cheese says, "There's something fishy about the story, especially reading on and seeing that there's video evidence." Yeah. I don't know why they were so apt to take her side. I wonder if she was having an affair with his boss and he just did whatever she said. Prediction. I left a message for my boss that the alleged incident occurred in a room with the surveillance and that I would be contacting my attorney and subpoenaing the video record. I received a call back 15 minutes later asking me to please participate in a phone conference with him in HR. You shouldn't have to. He didn't feel the need to talk to you once. You shouldn't have to participate in a conference without your lawyer. The conference went as expected. They didn't realize that it had occurred in a room with surveillance. They have zero tolerance policy for what they have to enforce. You can't be too careful in this day and age that they regret that this didn't come to light sooner. Maybe they should have done an actual investigation. This is what I mean. This was not an investigation. They've already replaced me, and as it wouldn't be fair to terminate my replacement as she's done nothing wrong, they don't have a job to offer me back. Is it that woman? Is that who took your place? I wonder. Oh, this is gonna get weird, I feel. I feel like it's gonna get weird. They don't have a job to offer me back. However, as a gesture of goodwill, they're going to pay me through my suspension. They wrongfully terminated you. They should beyond do that. Change my file so it reads that I voluntarily resigned and provide me a good reference and severance. I mean, like a very hefty severance. Yeah, exactly, Lana. There's evidence. I hope she was terminated. What the hell? I replied that wasn't acceptable. They made a false accusation against me, withheld vital information that I could have easily refuted, refused to take my calls, and completely failed in their own investigation by not checking into video footage that would have immediately exonerated me. They asked what I thought would be fair. I told them they could immediately terminate the employee who made the accusation and either give me my job back or pay me out 1 year's salary in addition to what was already offered. My boss said that he could not discuss another employee with me and that neither of those options is feasible. Yes, it is. Fire her. She was making mistakes anyway. The only options I have were what were already offered. Okay, your boss is like going to get in trouble. This is not going to go well for them. This is not true. And no. I replied that the options I gave were the only way that I'm not going to sue the company along with the employee. My boss replied that I signed an agreement when I was first hired saying that I would take all disputes through arbitration and that I waived my right to sue the company. You could also go to sue through arbitration and also go to the press. It can be public in other ways. Yeah. I do not remember signing the agreement and I have not seen it, but it apparently says that I will take all disputes to arbitration. I will bear the costs of the arbitration and that I will accept the decision in arbitration. He stated that I will not fare any better in arbitration than he's already offered, and I'll be out the money to cover the arbitration. My question is, why didn't you just like say, that time doesn't work for me. I will have to see what my lawyer's schedule is before you got on this call, because you should have had representation, because he did. As far as like HR knows more about policy than he does, so HR was present. So anyway, I think you should have waited until you had your lawyer for that call, because your lawyer would have said, no, because this, and this. Anyway, I feel like I'm being bullied here. And I don't think he would have scheduled a phone conference with such immediacy if he didn't think the company was vulnerable to a lawsuit. I agree. I fully agree. I'm waiting on a call back from a few employment attorneys. Do I have a case? Am I wrong to feel that this is unacceptable? You do have a case. You are not wrong to feel that this is unacceptable. And a lot of employment lawyers, if they see a potential win, will take you on a contingency. I was taken on a contingency, so I didn't have to put up any money up front. Seichi says, this sounds like the BAM owners. Oh, interesting. Bricks and minifigs. They're trying to intimidate him away from a lawsuit. Yeah. I don't know much about that case yet. It's on my list of shit to do, guys. I haven't gotten there yet. I do have a 9 to 5. And I do watch other things besides Laura Owens content and all of that stuff. So I'm very behind. I'm very, very behind. But yeah, I think there is a case. I definitely think that there's several cases possibly. Okay, update 1. Oh good, there's more than one update. Quite a bit has happened in the last few weeks. A friend of mine at another company, after hearing what happened, told me his company had an opening. I applied, interviewed, and at the end, the manager asked me what I'd like to be called. Oh, also, everyone hydrate. Delightful. 2 days later, I got a call saying they'd gone with another candidate. My friend admitted to me that he'd gotten some flack for recommending me. Apparently, HR had worked with one of the employees at my former company and called the employee to ask what the deal was with me. Oh no, they're supposed to say nothing at all if they can't say something glowing. Like legally, they're building your case for you. They're building your case for you, your previous company. Wow. I mean, they're handing it to you on a diamond encrusted silver platter. Like, what the fuck? These people are so stupid. And it doesn't matter if you signed an arbitration clause. I think there are some ways you can get around that, aren't there? But either way, even in an arbitration, they would still lose. Like, they're doing things that are egregious here. Anyway, to which the employee responded, he got fired for sexually assaulting a subordinate. I think he's actually being charged criminally. Oh, no. That is illegal. That is illegal. I'm literally crying as I type this. It's a nightmare that won't end. Long story short, I lost my shit, called up my old company. Boss wouldn't get on the phone with me, had an attorney draft a letter of demand and send it off. Had another phone conference scheduled. They once again regret that an employee provided a reference outside of the prescribed channels. Yeah. The employee was coached on the proper way to handle such requests. My attorney informed them that in addition to wrongful termination, he would be adding defamation to our complaint against him. Yes. Because now that HR person is going to tell other HR people in the community. The HR world is not that huge. People know each other, especially depending on where you're located. My God. This company is idiots all. Oh my goodness. They insist that they have not broken any laws. Yes, they have. and they cannot control the actions of an individual employee who went against company policy. Yes, they can. It's against company policy. They can be terminated. Yes, they can. So we're at an impasse here. Either I move ahead against them or I walk away. At this point, I'm ready to drag this through court. Do it. Do it. Do it. I tried to take the high road and go elsewhere, but they're regretting a lot that they've done to me without any action to correct it. Oh, I almost forgot. A few days after my last post, they sent me a packet of papers, standard non-disclosure notifications. Oh, sure. Don't sign that shit. Don't ever sign a non-disclosure agreement. Ever. Unless it's a requirement for employment, but not a requirement for arbitration or any other type of legal matter. Anyway. Cobra and a blank copy of the arbitration agreement for me to sign. He did not sign an arbitration agreement. I knew it. You have to have a copy of everything that you sign, and you always have to keep that. Why a blank one, you ask? Well, it seems somebody fucked up. They weren't making people sign when I was hired, and HR never bothered to have me sign when the agreement, never to have me sign when the agreement, when I worked there. Okay. Never bothered to have me sign the agreement when I worked there is how it should have been said. I, of course, have signed nothing that they sent me, including that agreement. I considered allowing arbitration if they pay the costs and I have approval over who is selected, but my attorney has advised not to do that. Yes, of course, because you could get a lot more money the other way around. I wish I had better news to report. Things aren't as hopeless as they first seemed, but not as easily fixable either. Yeah, the legal system takes a long time to work. So you have to go through the proper legal channels, and it takes time. It's not going to be a quick fix, but it is going to be a fix. You have a very good case with smoking guns and everything. As for the employee who made the accusation, I know you're eager to hear, but at this point, I can't comment on what's happening there. I hope you're suing her as well. I do. For defamation, really. Thanks for all the advice and support so far. I promise to update when everything resolves, if not sooner, as much as I can. Oh my God, guys, my nose is just like stuffing every second. Lana says NDA should only be signed in regards to intellectual property. No other reason to sign it. Exactly. Exactly. Unless you're going to go into someone's red room of pain. Okay, update 2. Everything has been resolved, and I've been wanting to give you guys an update, but I had to wait until my lawyer gave me the okay to talk about things. So let's start from the beginning. I pulled one of my direct reports, Deborah, into another room to discuss a few mistakes she made, but did not discipline her further. After this, she went to Joyce, one of the managers above me, but not my direct line of report, equal to my boss in terms of reporting structure. When Joyce heard that I had taken Deborah into another room without any witness, she said to her that it was unprofessional. No, it would be unprofessional to talk about her mistakes in front of other employees. That is unprofessional. It should have been in your office with the door open maybe, but you're lucky that it wasn't. You're lucky that it was on camera, honestly. Apparently her exact words were, you could accuse him of being inappropriate with you, and I would have no choice but to believe you. These women are disgusting. We do not claim them. We do not claim them. In my opinion, we do not claim them. Oh God, is this what it's like being Laura Owens? You just can't breathe. Okay. This was repeated several times with a strong emphasis on no choice. Joyce then asked Deborah if I had been inappropriate with her, saying it will only happen again if you don't speak up now. If you do now, we can take action. I wonder if she has a problem with him. And I wonder if she's the one that took his job. No, wait, she's above him. I don't know. Anyway, I don't understand what the motive was for this whole lie. Taking the not at all subtle hint from Joyce, Deborah accused me of exposing myself to her, and I was placed on leave pending an investigation. Joyce immediately sent out an email that nobody besides the secretary was to speak with me about without an attorney present and told the IT guy, Paul, to deactivate my access. James, my boss, had a resume from Terry, an employee in Joyce's department, applying for my job before close of business that day, and she was hired. Put her back where she was. Get rid of her. James, my boss. Oh, no, I already read that. Paul and I talked. He provided me with a video proving my innocence. My company continued to stonewall me and refused to talk to me. When they did, they attempted to push me into arbitration and to retroactively sign an arbitration agreement. Thank God you didn't sign that, bud. I cut my losses, took another job, and was ready to move on. Sandy, an employee in Joyce's department, broke protocol, talked to HR at the new company, told them that I had sexually assaulted a subordinate, and cost me the job. So that brings us up to date. What is it with the ladies at this company? Is it a very, very toxic environment? Like, what? They all think they could just lie without any proof or without a proper investigation. This is ridiculous. So that brings us up to date. My attorney and I launched a civil suit against the company and Deborah. Bet you're wondering how I know the above. Well, good old Joyce said she'd protect Deborah if she came forward. Unfortunately, that only extended to her job. So when she was named individually in this suit, corporate told her they would not be providing her an attorney. Yeah, because this is a conflict of interest. Of course they're not going to. Oh my goodness. After realizing she'd be putting her house up for collateral, she was all too willing to throw Joyce under the bus. Joyce went to Paul. Oh, and I bet you the company is not willing to carve I bet you the company is very willing to carve Joyce out in this lawsuit as well. Joyce went to Paul, the IT guy, who was one of her reports. It gave him a list of footage to be procedurally wiped as part of an archive clear out. Oh my God, they're just literally making the case against them so much worse every single thing they do. No. It's just so stupid. He already has the video anyway. It doesn't matter. If you didn't do anything wrong, you wouldn't be deleting evidence, you idiot. Anyway, he pointed out that the incident with me was on that list and part of an ongoing investigation. Joyce told him that it was no longer needed and to go ahead and wipe it. He refused, citing the fact that it would still be requested in the event that the suit moved forward. She told him to pack his things as he was being terminated for insubordination. He called the company attorney and informed her what had happened. The aftermath. These people are dumb. Several things happened at once, so I'll try to keep them as chronological as I can. Deborah's attorney contacted mine, stating that, conditional on me dropping the suit, she would admit that she lied and explain what went on behind the scenes. Dana, the company attorney, got the call from the attorney with the details from Deborah shortly after she finished talking with Paul about him being terminated for refusing to destroy evidence. Deborah and Joyce were terminated for cause that day, as they should be, Oh my goodness. Yeah. Wait, I need to reread a sentence here. Dana, the company attorney, got the call from my attorney with the details from Deborah. Okay, about whatever Joyce said to her. Shortly after she finished talking with Paul. Oh, Dana. Shortly after Dana finished talking with Paul about him being terminated and for refusing to destroy evidence. The company attorney should have been involved significantly sooner, in my opinion. The second that this fired guy said lawyer, they should have involved the company attorney instead of HR. What morons. Oh my God. Anyway. Paul was told that his job was safe. Okay, so he was unfired. My attorney received a call and it was made clear that the company didn't want this to go any further and wanted to talk settlement. I won't go into all the details, but what I can say, I was offered my job back with a very fair increase. I received back pay from the date of suspension and a public apology was offered from the very top. Terry is now working in Joyce's old position. She is incredibly cool about things and felt horrified when she found out what happened. I want the girl who lied to the other company's HR to be fired as well, because that was also not okay. Um, she's incredibly cool about things and felt horrified when she found out what had happened. James and I are good now, and he has personally apologized for not sticking up for me. I would not be okay going back here. I would not. They created the most hostile work environment humanly possible. Why would you go back here? Just sue them to oblivion. What the hell? I hope you got a bunch of money outside of just either fair pay increase. Good grief. This will likely be my final update. There is still some legal battle going on, I guess, against maybe against Joyce and Deborah, I guess. I don't know. But I can't go on into that too much. Thank you all for the support and encouragement. You guys rock. Lana says he needed a settlement and a job, not just the job. Yeah, exactly. Actually, he should have been given a managerial position, like a higher up. He should have been promoted for the trouble, honestly. Hold on. Okay. Hopefully that helps a little bit. Yeah. I hate not being able to breathe through my nose, guys. It's no fun. What, you don't like me blowing my nose? Is that a problem for you? Oh, he's so cute. He's just the cutest. Yes. He is very smart not to come too close, because I will pick him up and have him say hi to everyone if he comes too close. Okay. So the last story that I pulled up, I might pull up another one, but we'll see how long this one is. If it's super short, I'll pull up another one, but if it's on the chunkier side, then I will have this indeed be the last one. Share this tab instead. Okay. OOP wonders if they are legally responsible for a child they do not want. If you contributed to its creation, then yes. What do you mean? Like you impregnated a woman and she refuses to end the pregnancy? You can sign your parental rights away, but up until that occurs, then yes, you are responsible. Unless you were stealthed, in which case you are still responsible until the parental rights are terminated, but you also might have a legal case against that person. I don't know what the situation is, but anyways, okay, so this was posted in November of 2022. Hi, I'm in England. This is a situation I'm really stressed about and can't seem to get any clear information on. My ex-partner and I are both female. Oh, then you are not responsible. What do you mean? We were together for several years and discussed having a child. We agreed to use one of our eggs and go through the route of a licensed clinic with sperm donation. We had a time frame in mind of when to start it so that we had enough time to save up, etc. Anyway, my partner decided she did not want to go down this route and wait and decided to post on social media asking seriously for sperm donation and a to-do at-home insemination with a turkey baster. She mentioned it, but as a joke to me, and I told her that it was a bad idea due to several risks and the potential for the donor to want to be in the child's life. I assumed it was a joke, but made it clear that I would not support it. Well, against my wishes, she did it. In which case, she is fully responsible. Just break up with her and move on with your life, babe. If you stay in the relationship, then you will be a step parent or a parent to this child. So yes, if you don't want anything to do with this child, then you need to leave the relationship, in which case you will not be responsible for the child. Anyway, so I believe, legally. Okay. She didn't tell me until after she had been in contact with a random man, got the donation, and had a positive pregnancy test. I told her I did not want anything to do with the child and broke up with her and subsequently moved out. Okay, so then you're not responsible. That's that. She's about 5 months pregnant now and is harassing me, demanding me to be involved with the child, especially financially. No, you don't owe her that. Nope, 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 nope. Legally, nope, 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 nope. Uh, she has admitted in text that she concocted getting pregnant without my consent and that I have evidence of me saying that I never agreed to it, which she has also admitted. I have taken screenshots of these exchanges, but I'm stumped in general. I wonder if she actually just banged the guy and it wasn't like into a cup, you know? I wonder if she just like cheated on top of everything else. Seems like the kind of person. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. I do not want to be a parent to this child, so can I legally be forced to? No. No. There's no way. She has not edit to add, she has not mentioned the donor, but I do not think any legal paperwork was signed, so surely he's the one she should chase. Yes. He is half responsible for this child existing. So yeah, she could possibly chase him down. Top comment. From what you've described, no, you have no responsibility at all. You didn't actually provide any eggs to the clinic. Just discussed doing it at some point in the future. And even if you had, she went down this self-insemination route instead. So no biological connection to you at all. Your ex got pregnant with a stranger and is now harassing you. Nothing more than that. Update. March. So about 8 months later. Several months ago, I made a post about my ex-partner who deliberately got herself pregnant via an anonymous donor rather than through a clinic, as we are both female. My ex initially was harassing me with texts and messages, demanding that I be involved with the child. I had screenshots of her admitting she got pregnant behind my back, so I made sure to keep them before I blocked her on everything. I even changed all my privacy settings on my social media. After I moved out, I moved back in with my parents who were very understanding. I got my ex's family harassing me, and I decided I didn't want to live in the same city as them all anymore. I didn't want to, but I spoke to my work and asked them if there were any openings literally anywhere else in England, and there was. I was just so done with everything that I took the opportunity to move away, and I did. My parents helped me move, and I found a lovely little one-bedroom flat that is near a river. I live in a small town now about 4 hours away, and as much as I thought I'd hate it, I'm beginning to enjoy it. I did block all my ex's family, but they kept making multiple accounts to contact me. I really like the feature, like block all future accounts made by this person. um, the last contact was about 2 weeks ago, stating my ex has given birth to a baby girl. Apparently, the donor is not interested in being a father, and my ex is all on her own and just needs some help and support. Not my problem. I'm just over the whole situation, and it was extreme, but I just decided to delete all social media. Could have just deactivated, probably. I informed my friends and family, and I also changed my number and gave that out to trusted people. I guess a pretty boring update. New job, new flat. I didn't expect to be single after 8 years, but what can you do? I think I might give a dating app a try. Don't do that. No, it is where hope goes to die. For most people, not for everyone, but for most people. Hey, I mean, if you're Jupiter Janes and Bruce, like, just start following the same legal case, and eventually maybe you'll meet someone who is also following the same legal case and like be perfect. OOP's further comment below and wanted to be added to the post. Hey everyone, original poster here. Original poster here. Someone told me my post made it to a wider audience here. Just wanted to say thanks for all the support and kind words. I realize now my ex and her family are all nuts, and I'm several hours away from them now. I feel sorry for the baby, but not my problem anymore. I'm enjoying my life in a quiet English town. Edit tad. Also, hundreds of people are assuming she cheated on me and concocted a donor story. I mean, we're both lesbians, so I do find it highly unlikely that she'd sleep with a man, even if she is desperate for a baby. I do know plenty of people scout for donors online, so she's probably telling the truth, but I don't really care. The whole thing is bullshit. I want to be a mother too, but I'm not going to pick any random off the street. I'm not a spring chicken myself. I'm pushing 40. I would very much like to become a mother before it's too late. So maybe I could start the process via a clinic like my original plan and just do it myself this time. I mean, you could if you want to. Personally, I'm child free, so I don't feel that urge, but if that's like your calling in life, then do that. Yeah. In my opinion. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's look up another story. Just gonna go into another tab here. Oops, I put a space where there shouldn't be one. Okay. Oh, this sounds interesting. Okay. Okay. Parents hired people to kidnap me. My brother ended up pointing a gun at them. What do I need to get emancipated? Probably not too much more than that. Uh, I am 16 years and 2 months old. This was originally posted in October 2017. I'm 16 years and 2 months old. My parents believe that I'm a disaster and an unruly child, but they are delusional parents. My mother has bipolar disorder and does not take her meds regularly, and I'm sure my father has undiagnosed mental health problems as well, probably. They've been wanting to send me to a camp for troubled teenagers for a while, and two people came to take me without me knowing. I thought that they were kidnapping me. I screamed, and my brother, who is at home but wasn't supposed to be, took my father's gun and threatened to kill them. And that was when they told us who they are and why they were there. We called the police, but they did nothing after they talked to our parents. That's horrible. I do not trust my parents anymore and want to get emancipated. Where do I start and what documents do I need to prepare? Do I have a case? I'm working part time right now. I don't think my parents will object. They will be happy to get rid of me. Edit. It seems like emancipation is unlikely. It sucks, but it's the reality, and I should accept that. Please, if you have any other advice for me to maybe change my guardian or somehow reduce the influence that my parents have over me or anything that helps, I'll appreciate it. Go to another relative? Do you have like an aunt, an uncle, a grandparent, like anyone? That's what I would say. Uh, Edit again. Can you please stop referring to me as a he? I am female. I actually read it as female in the first place, but I mean, it doesn't really matter what gender the person is. The situation is horrific either which way. Uh, Relevant comments. I make about $500 a week making YouTube videos. It takes 2 to 3 hours of my time every day. I make $0 a week. I spend way more time than that. Surely that's enough, but I can do more. Wait, this is the original poster commenting this. Oh, interesting. Okay. Uh, my friend's parents will let me rent a room at their place for $250 a month. I mean, if you're making that much money per week, then I would move there and transfer guardianship. Yeah. I cycle everywhere, so I have no transportation cost. I can make videos wherever I live. I had a very stable income for the past 1.5 years and it's been increasing every month. That is more than I can say for my parents. I teach makeup and style on YouTube. Good for you, babe. Just not the type that they like. Oh, this is what started everything. I tried playing along in the past, but they don't fall for it anymore. According to them, I'm misbehaving because I'm not as girly as they want me to be. They keep you're you're into makeup on YouTube. What do you mean you're not girly enough? Oh my God. They keep saying I'm not behaving like a proper girl. I see it as kidnapping when someone grabs me, puts a blindfold on me, and restrains me and forcibly takes me somewhere I don't know. What would you call it if it's not kidnapping? So only rich kids can get emancipation. I called the Department of Child and Family, and they said that it's within my parents' right to send me to a troubled teen camp for whatever reason they see fit, and they can do nothing to stop it. Oh, that sucks. It really does. Like you're old enough to make your own decisions to like for the most part. That sucks. The kidnappers were on orders of my parents, so it wasn't breaking and entering. They had a key. They took away my room's door, for example, to not give me any privacy. They locked my windows and blocked it completely. Are you Harry Potter? And blocked it completely, so I have no sunlight and no view of outside. Why do they hate you? They hate you, hun. I hope that you're in a much better place. It's been almost 10 years since this post, so I hope that you're in a much better place and no longer talk to those people because they are not in your corner. They take my stuff all the time. My clothes, my bed, books, electronics. Wait, they're taking your bed? What do you mean? Books, electronics, things that I pay for myself. They take away my contact lenses and good glasses and only let me wear heavy, ugly ones, even though I bought the other ones for myself. And all of it for no reason. They keep insulting me and telling me that I'm a troubled kid without any reason. I have $15,000 in the bank. I can afford a lawyer if my parents let me see one because I'm permanently grounded right now. Virtual girl, virtual. Stacey says, I gotta run. I'll catch the end on replay. Okay. Have a good night, love. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your legal expertise. Have a good sleep. School counselor says that my parents have the right to do things they do, and I should just trust that they know what's best for me better than I do. No, nope, nope, no, nope, nope, nope. Absolutely not. First of all, stop buying yourself stuff, or maybe get a safe deposit box at the bank that they don't have access to and keep your stuff there. Your like important the stuff that's important to you, like your electronics and stuff. Or maybe buy a safe for under your bed or something. They keep taking your bed, but I mean, get one that's heavy enough to not move. I don't know. That sucks. I would say if you do have a relative that could take you in, I would say that might be your best bet. Otherwise, maybe the friend's parents. It's terrible. It's very terrible. Lana said, that is true sometimes, but not true in this case. Exactly. Yeah, these parents are horrific humans. They hate this kid for whatever reason. Because she's not girly enough? Again, she does makeup tutorials on YouTube. What do you mean she's not girly enough? I imagine her to be like a Jaclyn Hill or something. What do you mean? That is wild. Absolutely wild. And who determines what is girly enough? Like, you want her to wear like frilly pink dresses all day? Like, what determines you to be girly enough in their mind, in their mental illness riddled minds? Lana says she needs to leave. Terrible way to live. Yes, I agree. She should be a permanent runaway, even if she can't get legally emancipated. But anyway, update. So this is about a year later. Okay, about a half a year later. Oh yes, after 6 months. Lana says she probably likes gothic makeup, has a strong stereotype. I love gothic makeup. I love it. I think, but either way, even if it's gothic, it's still girly. Makeup is girly, inherently. So like, she can't be ungirly when she does makeup tutorials on YouTube. It doesn't make sense. Make it make sense. Okay. So 6 months later, sadly, I don't have any good news. Just 2 weeks after posting that, my parents ended up sending me to a camp. That sucks. The camp that they sent me to was using the same property and facilities of an older camp, which was closed down due to the abuse of teenagers. Great, great. Excellent. It's probably the same people. The place wasn't like anything I imagined it would be. Lana said, I love it. I love it too. Not for me, but the transformation rocks. Yeah. I love it for particular occasions for me. Why not? Um, I try to cooperate and pretend everything is normal, but they see compliance as a form of resistance. What do they want from you then? If you comply, what do they want? It's a torture camp. That's what it is, I'm sure. They also see non-compliance as a form of resistance. Whatever you do, they see it as resistance. Existing is a form of resistance to them. Their formula is that we were defective people, and the only way to fix us is to first break us down completely and then rebuild according to their standards. Until they see that you have mental breakdowns, they don't agree that you are ready to relearn everything and change. Okay, but this is very traumatic. Like, this is probably actually causing future mental health problems, like significant, very, very deep ones. That is wild. Absolutely wild. To relearn everything and change, so they continue the pressure. Even when I was doing everything they wanted, they weren't convinced. It took maybe 3 months for them to be convinced that I'm broken down, and they did break my spirit break my spirit, to be honest. Yeah, of course it would break your spirit. I got to the point that I didn't care about anything anymore. I just wanted it to end. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like this place is like a suicide camp or something. That is absolutely crazy. They knew about my YouTube channel and they wanted me to log in and delete all my videos, then delete the channel. They had a girl who pretended to work in the kitchens to befriend me, only to see if I truly hate my old self or not. She'd tell me that she watched my videos and that it was insulting and that she was insulting me left and right. And I was saying horrible things about me and my brother, also a YouTuber. And I was supposed to agree with her. If I took things personally, they knew that I was acting and wasn't ready. Yeah, Lana, I also want to save her, this poor girl. So the only kind of child that I would ever consider having would be like a foster to adopt a situation like this, like a kid that really just needs a chance like away from this kind of horrific environment, like who's just happy to exist and we respect each other and, all that. That is the only kind of thing I mean, this is horrible. This is truly horrible. This is what like horror movies are made of. And also this is before AI. So in case anyone is thinking that this is like rage bait or AI, this story is from before rage bait was really a big thing and on Reddit. And it is also before AI was super prevalent. So both of those are very unlikely scenarios. So this is probably true unless someone is writing a novel and testing out the themes on Reddit, which is possible, but unlikely. Lana said, when I'm better, we're joining the foster care program. Well, when I have a stable income, I have a stable income. When I have an appropriate income for like at least a market value income, and have some other things under control and a partner, I honestly would not want to do it alone anyway. But yeah, that's the only way that I would do it. But I would also have like a horde of fur babies first too. So right now I only have one. Future stuff. Okay. She told me that she watched my videos and she was insulting me left and right and was saying horrible things about me and my brother, who is also a YouTuber. And I was supposed to just agree with her. As if I took things personally, they knew that I was acting and wasn't ready. They got me when I was at my lowest and they got me to log them into the account. The next day, they brought me in front of a computer and showed me that my old password isn't working anymore and told me that they've deleted my account. I was thinking all the time and effort that I placed there was gone. From there, I didn't care anymore, and they were convinced that they've achieved their goal. So things became easier. They'd teach me to be a nice, girly Christian girl who wants to raise babies and would never touch a boy until she's married to someone her parents pick. It was like they were sending me into a children's book. Then my dad came and brought me back home. When I got back, my brother actually told me that my YouTube channel wasn't deleted. Ooh. Since I was using his email for recovery, he got a notification when I logged in from the camp because it was a new place. So he figured this isn't good news and jumped and changed the password. Yes! So my account is intact. The assholes at the camp were lying. That is amazing. This is like an excellent brother. This is an excellent brother. Also, why isn't he being tortured? Anyway, I don't know if I'm the same person or not. You're not the same person. You've been tortured. You're not the same person. You're never the same person after traumatic events like this. Or how much I've changed, but I really hate my parents. I hate them so much that a year ago I couldn't even imagine such a level of hatred as possible. There are 448 days until I'm 18, and I'm counting every single day until it's over, and then I'm leaving with my brother, and we're never looking back. I guess they're twins. He stayed to look out for her. I see. My big brother is the only positive thing in my life and the only person who I trust. When I was gone, he went to the police, CPS, even talked to a lawyer and a PI to find a way to get me back, but nothing worked. My parents came after my $15,000, which I had at a joint account with my brother in order to pay for his program. In order to pay for this program that they sent me to. But my brother actually ended up moving the money into an account only under his own name, so parents couldn't access it. He continued to post the videos that I had prepared in the pipeline when I was gone so that I continued to make more money and didn't lose subscribers. Okay, that's nice. It's starting to sound more fake now. That's it for me. From what I understand, my parents couldn't afford to keep me there anymore. That's why they pulled me out. Otherwise, the place wanted more time with me. More time for more torture. Relevant comments. I was feeling very hopeless, but my brother, my fans, and you guys made a lot of difference. Most people are great. I'm just unfortunate to be born to parents who are horrible. The program I was in, gave me a lot of doubts about myself. But that's what they want you to feel. They made me write down many times a day that I was a horrible person. I deserved to be punished and things like that. You are Harry Potter. It eventually gets to you. I'm now trying to find my old self back. You're going to need extensive therapy once you're 18, babe. That's the only thing that's going to do it. Maybe even inpatient treatment to just try to work through the torture of the first 18 years of your life, really. All my parents care about is their status in the neighborhood and among friends. I feel like when both their kids leave them, it won't look good at all. No, it won't. They're not thinking about that. They're not. Reminder, I'm not the OP. This is a repost. Okay, so that's the end of that post. Yeah, this is very sad. I feel very bad for this person. Well, that is all I've got for you today, my friends. I will leave you with a very adorable video of a fawn rescue. So, thank you for being here. I appreciate you very much. Don't forget to go to my shop and buy your merch, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all the things. And don't forget to always journal on Reddit, friends. And remember to hydrate. All right. Oh no, what's it doing?
Okay.
Good night,
Okay,
guys.
honey. Come on, get those feet up. There you go. There you go. There you go. Yeah. Come on, baby. Where are you going? Where are you going, huh?
Very quickly, I forgot to say I will be back for the Laura Owens settlement trial in a couple of days, so make sure to tune in. Okay, back to the fawn.